While visual inspection can identify hardware keyloggers, it is impractical and time-consuming to implement on a large scale. Application allow listing can also be used to allow documented, authorized programs to run on a system. Hello, my name is Marc Drouinaud Jr. If you're new here, I do cyber-related videos. Let's talk about Keylogger, and this is by Alexander S. Gillis at techtarget.com. So what is a keylogger? A keylogger, sometimes called a keystroke logger or keyboard catcher, is a type of surveillance technology used to monitor and record each keystroke on a specific computer. Keylogger software is also available for use on smartphones such as Apple iPhone and Android devices. Keyloggers are often used as a spyware tool by cybercriminals to steal personally identifiable information, also known as PII, login credentials, and sensitive enterprise data. Some uses of keyloggers could be considered ethical and appropriate in varying degrees. Keylogger recorders may also be used by employers to observe employers' computer activities, parents to supervise their children's internet usage, device owners to track possible unauthorized activity on their devices, or law enforcement agencies to analyze incidents involving computer use. So here are types of keyloggers. We have a hardware-based keylogger, which is a small device that serves as the connector between the keyboard and the computer. The device is designed to resemble an ordinary keyboard, PS and then /2 connector, which is part of the computer cabling or a USB adapter, making it relatively easy for someone who wants to monitor a user's behavior to hide the device. A keylogging software program does not require physical access to the user's computer for installation. It can be purposely downloaded by someone who wants to monitor activity on a particular computer, or it can be malware downloaded unwittingly and executed as part of a rootkit or remote administration Trojan, also known as RAT. The rootkit can launch and operate stealthily to evade manual detection or antivirus scans. How do keyloggers work? How a keylogger works depends on its type. Hardware and software keyloggers work differently due to their medium. Most workstation keyboards plug into the back of the computer, keeping the connections out of the user's line of sight. A hardware keylogger may also come in the form of a module that is installed inside the keyboard itself. When the user types on the keyboard, the keylogger collects each keystroke and saves it as text in its own hard drive, which may have memory capacity up to several gigabytes. The person who installed the keylogger must later return and physically remove the device to access the gathered information. There are also wireless keylogger sniffers that can intercept and decrypt data packets transferred between a wireless keyboard and its receiver. A common software keylogger typically consists of two files that get installed in the same directory, which is a dynamic link library, also known as DLL, file that does the recording, and an executable file that installs the DLL file and triggers it. The keylogger program records each keystroke the user types and periodically uploads the information over the internet to whomever installed the program. Hackers can design keylogging software to use keyboard application program interfaces, also known as APIs, to another application, malicious script injection, or memory injection. There are two main types of software keyloggers. We have the user mode keyloggers and kernel mode keyloggers, right? A user mode keylogger uses a Windows API to intercept keyboard and mouse movements, right? We have the get async key state or get key state API functions, which might also be captured depending on the keylogger. These keyloggers require the attacker to actively monitor each key press. A kernel mode keylogger is more powerful and complex. It's more powerful. A kernel mode keylogger is a more powerful and complex software keylogging method. It works with higher privileges and can be harder to locate in a system. Kernel mode keyloggers use filter drivers that can intercept keystrokes. They can also modify the internal Windows system through the kernel. Some keylogging programs may also include functionality to record user data besides keystrokes, such as capturing anything that has been copied to the clipboard and taking screenshots of the user's screen or a single application. Keylogger detection and removal. Due to the variety of keyloggers that use different techniques, no single detection or removal method is considered the most effective. Since keyloggers can manipulate an operating system's kernel, examining a computer's task manager isn't necessarily enough to detect a keylogger. Security software, such as an anti-keylogger software program, is designed specifically to scan for software-based keyloggers by comparing the files on a computer against a keylogger signature, base, or a checklist of common keylogger attributes. Using an anti-keylogger can be more effective than an antivirus or anti-spyware program. The latter may accidentally identify a keylogger as a legitimate program instead of spyware. Depending on the technique an anti-spyware application uses, it may be able to locate and disable keylogger software with lower privileges than it has. Using a network monitor will ensure the user is notified each time an application tries to make a network connection, giving a security team the opportunity to stop any possible keylogger activities. Protection against keyloggers. While visual inspection can identify hardware keyloggers, it is impractical and time-consuming to implement on a large scale. Instead, individuals can use a firewall to help protect against a keylogger. Since keyloggers transmit data back and forth from the victim to the attacker, the firewall could discover and prevent that data transfer. Password managers that automatically fill in username and password fields may also help protect against keyloggers. Monitoring software and antivirus software can also keep track of a system's health and prevent keyloggers. System cages that prevent access to or tampering with USB and PS/2 ports can be added to the user's desktop setup. Extra precautions include using a security token as part of two-factor authentication to ensure an attacker cannot use a stolen password alone to log into a user's account, or using an on-screen keyboard and voice-to-text software to circumvent using a physical keyboard. Application allow listing can also be used to allow documented, authorized programs to run on a system. It is also always a good idea to keep any system up to date. That's a little bit about keylogging. Please feel free to watch, like, and comment other videos on this channel. Subscribe now.